You said take me with you as I wipe the tears from your eyes. I can't believe how my heart skips a beat when you cry. But please stay in the arms of this paradise where you belong. And here from the edge of the ocean is where I'll be sailing alone. And I let your hands fall as I stepped into the rain. Will you forgive me if I come this way again? And if all the years from now to then are kind enough to see me live, I won't find this kind of love.
Welcome back to BuzzMoncton.com. Today we're chatting with Jared Lutes, one of the more accomplished singer-songwriters from our area here. And so welcome to Buzz Moncton. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
In the lovely confines of the lobby here of the Capitol
It's beautiful and quiet.
It is. It really is. Congratulations on 2015. My word, the first few months have been some exciting for you. There's a bunch of questions that I have. First, I want to start with the awards you received from the songwriting competitions. Maybe you can do a little recap of what they were.
Yeah, I just hope that I keep it up at this pace. I had applied for these awards last year, and more on a whim than anything else. Somebody recommended them to me, and I just decided I'd apply like one song each, because it's a pretty steep submission fee, 30, 40, 50 bucks in one case. And I got the news a few months later that I was in the semifinals with a small batch of other Maritimers. This one is the Indie International Songwriting Competition. It's based in Nashville. And I had made the top 10% at that point.
The short list.
Yeah, the short list, the semifinals. And I didn't think of anything of it at that time. And then about a week later, I got another email that said I had gone to the finals, the top 1% of the same contest.
And what song was this for?
This is for I'm Overcome.
Okay.
That's the same song that was featured on the TV show in the States. Rain, yeah. Yeah.
We want to talk about that experience too, but
Yeah.
first the competitions, because there's another one too that you
Right.
did well in.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had made the top 1%, the finals,
Okay.
for this one. And no, I didn't really earn a prize per se, but they sent me the official sticker and said I was a winner, an official winner. So that was nice. And some of the competition on there is amazing, like from Australia and Germany. And
Anybody we'd recognize, or are they all fairly independent? Well, it's an indie award, so I presume then that they're...
Yeah. The regulations state that you have to make a certain amount of money, not too much, to enter the contest, and you have to be independent, whatever that means.
So you did well. How many would you say, were you given the information of how many entries were received, for example? Would you have any idea globally how many they would have had?
Yeah, they released those numbers. The original amount of submissions was in the amount of 18,000, roughly, I think.
Whoa.
So I'd made the top 1%
Of
of those 18,000
admissions.
from the world. Yeah.
So what does that do for your self-esteem or your self-confidence, or, all that?
I try not to let it go to my head, but it looks good on the resume.
Yeah.
It looks good to apply for the festivals and
Okay.
Does
it inspire?
that.
Would it inspire you?
For sure.
For your craft, yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I've passed the amateur stage, and now I've always done this for a living, like for the last 5 or 10 years, but now it really feels like I have some momentum and I have a purpose. I'm more driven now.
Okay.
Because as long as I can reproduce that success, you know?
Yeah. Strong validation
Yeah,
of what you're doing.
yeah.
Now, the song that appeared on Rain, I Am Overcome. Is that right? I
Right.
Am Overcome?
Yeah.
That's an interesting process as well, wouldn't it be? As far as how do you get your song on a rather highly rated weekly television drama in the States, of all places? Like, this is not
Yeah.
insignificant.
That's another story. That's a completely different process, and it's been a long road to get there, and a lot of disappointment and mistakes along the way. But it's an interesting story, and
Without revealing any secrets, of course.
Yeah.
But do you just apply I imagine there's more to it than just sending them a file with a song.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. No, this particular agency is based in Los Angeles, like a lot of them are, and I had some minor success with some other agencies here in Canada and in the States, and eventually I was pointed to this particular agency, and I started submitting my music, and they're very tough on submissions. So, only about half of my stuff gets in, but the stuff that they do accept, it takes a long time, and for them to.
I've always known you to be a very persistent artist. What's the secret to your persistence? Where do you go when things aren't going well? Where do you find the strength to just, darn it all, I'm just going to keep on and keep it on? Where does that come from?
It comes a lot from my family now. My little boy, he's almost 6, and he's my biggest fan. And first and foremost, I don't want to disappoint him. But I don't like to think of it, in terms of success and failure more than this is just what I do now. And I might fail here, but then I might succeed here. And I just have to continue improving my craft, keeping an open mind. Yeah.
Every song does get stronger. I've listened to a lot of your stuff over the years, and the growth and the whole process. It's refreshing to hear someone and kind of follow their growth along. You know what I mean? Because everything just keeps getting stronger and stronger. And we wish you, of course, all the very best for the rest of this year and what's going to be a never-ending career, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So thanks again for your time. I know that you're on a bit of a time staple here today as well. So thank you for dropping by.
Thanks, Terry.
All the best.
See you next time.
And be sure to drop by buzzmoncton.com often to find out where Jared is playing around town and whatever future projects he might be involved with through our Buzz Extras page as well. So see you next time.
Your hands fall as I stepped into the rain. Will you forgive me if I come this way again? And if all I have to take with me are photographs and memories, now I know this kind of love, this kind of love, this kind of love, this kind of love. You said take me with you as I wipe the tears from your eyes.